Sally that girl in the kitchen. Hi everyone, and welcome to another episode of Sally that girl in the kitchen. In today's episode, we are going to be making another challah, but this time it's going to be a little special. It is going to be a round challah, and it's going to be stuffed with a delicious apple butter. And then, as if that weren't enough, we are going to top it with a delicious cinnamon sugar crumble. It is absolutely beautiful, and it is perfect for this time of year. What better time than now to make a beautiful round apple stuffed challah? It is perfect. You are going to love it. It looks beautiful, it tastes beautiful, and it is sure to impress. For today's recipe, you will need 2 3/4 cups bread or all-purpose flour, 1 teaspoon salt, 1/4 cup sugar plus another 1.5 teaspoon separate, 1 cup warm water, 2 1/4 teaspoons active dry yeast, and 2 3/4 tablespoons of vegetable oil, plus 1 more tablespoon separate. For the yummy filling, you will need 8 tablespoons of your favorite apple butter. Don't be misled by the name. There is no dairy in apple butter. For the cinnamon sugar crumble, you will need 6 tablespoons of sugar, 6 tablespoons of flour, 1 teaspoon of ground cinnamon, and 3 tablespoons of vegetable oil. I am using all-purpose flour for my crumble, but you can use the same flour that you are using for your bread. It could be bread flour or all-purpose. It's not going to make a difference. For the egg wash that we will be brushing onto our challah before baking, you will need 1 beaten egg with just a touch of water added to it. So now that you've gotten all of your ingredients together, let's get started. Add your flour to a large bowl. To the flour, make a well in the center. Then add around the well your sugar and your salt. Set your bowl aside. Grab your water and warm it up a bit in the microwave. To the warm water, you want to add your active dry yeast, and you want to add the sugar that we had set aside. Then mix them together well with a fork and bring all the ingredients together. Now we're going to let the ingredients sit. We want to let our yeast activate. The process should take about 5 minutes. You will quickly start to see the water become foamy. That's perfect. That's what we want. Now set that yeast mixture aside and grab your dry ingredients. To them, you are going to add that yeast mixture right into that center well. Then, with the use of a dough whisk, a whisk, or a large fork, start bringing your wet and your dry ingredients together. We are looking to form a cohesive mixture, trying to pick up all the dry areas in the bowl. Then, as you see your mixture starting to come together, add your oil. Continue to mix until all the oil is absorbed. Then, using your hands, remove the dough off of your dough whisk and start to knead the dough with your hands. You're going to continue this process for a full 10 minutes. The idea is to bring the dough together and to form a beautifully cohesive ball of dough. If you need to sprinkle on a little flour because it's sticking too much to your fingers, then do so. But if you don't need to, then just continue to knead until you have a nicely formed dough. Now place your dough ball back into your bowl and grab your tablespoon of oil and drizzle it on top. Use your hands to make sure the ball is completely coated in oil, then grab your lid and cover your bowl. If you don't have a lid, that's fine, just use plastic wrap. Now set a 2-hour timer to let your dough rise. During those 2 hours, find a draft-free spot to leave your bowl of dough. If you like, you can use your oven turned off, But if you do, then make sure you let people know that there's something in there so they don't turn your oven on. So now that 2 hours have passed, your dough is ready to be worked on. Uncover your dough and punch your dough down about 4 or 5 times to release the gases. Lightly flour your work area. Now turn your bowl over onto your counter and let the dough release itself. Now, as we are making a round challah, we will not be portioning our dough. We're just going to make a nice ball out of our dough. Grab a little bit of flour, sprinkle it over your dough and onto your hands and counter, and then just smoothen out your dough and grab your rolling pin and then gently start to flatten your ball of dough out. What we're going to do is little by little, we're going to stretch our dough out as much as we can. The idea is to roll our dough out until we formed a nice large oval that'll give us plenty of room for our yummy apple butter. Now grab the bowl that you have prepared with your apple butter and a spoon. And using that spoon, take your apple butter and put it all on top of your rolled out dough. Use the back of the spoon to help you spread the apple butter out, just as if you were adding sauce to a pizza. You're just going to use the back of your spoon and gently spread the apple butter all along the entire dough. Just go ahead and make sure that you have a nice even coating of apple butter, because you want it absolutely everywhere and you don't want to miss any spots. So use every little bit of that yummy apple butter filling. So now that you've covered your dough with your apple butter, you're going to gently release the dough from your work area. And the idea is to form a rope. So you're just going to gently push the dough right over itself, forming a rope where the apple butter is on the inside. So just very gently, just keep folding your dough up right over itself. See how I kind of pinch it and fold it up? Continue rolling the dough and folding it over itself until you've formed one thick, long rope. Once you've done so, grab a spoon with a little bit of flour and you are going to sprinkle a bit of flour onto your work area to help you coil the dough up to make a spiral. You don't want your dough sticking to your counter, so that little bit of flour really helps. Now, grab your roll and make it nice and tight. And I like to twist the roll. I grab one end and kind of turn it, and grab the other end and turn it in the opposite direction. And I like to make a bit of a twist. So I do this process first, and then once I've twisted the roll, then I'm going to grab one end of my roll and I'm going to create a spiral. I'm going to grab the end, I'm going to fold it over, and then I'm grabbing the other end and I'm just going to kind of spiral it all the way around. Then grab that little tail end and just tuck it under. So we formed a nice, beautiful, round spiral challah. Grab a baking sheet and line it with parchment paper and grab nonstick spray and give it a nice coating. Now grab your beautiful round challah and gently place it right on top of the prepared parchment. Now grab some plastic wrap and you are going to cover your challah to let it rise. We always want to cover our challah because we don't want the air drying our dough out. So go ahead and place your plastic wrap over your challah, and then you are going to just leave it and let it rise for a full 45 minutes. Now, preheat your oven to 350 degrees, making sure you have a rack in the center of the oven. So while your oven is preheating, let's make our cinnamon sugar crumble. So add your flour to a bowl, and then add your sugar and your cinnamon powder. Use a fork and combine the ingredients until they are very well combined. Grab your oil and add it to that mixture. Then grab the same fork and start mixing the oil in. You want the dry ingredients to absorb the oil, and we're looking to form almost like a pebble type mixture. It shouldn't be broken down to be completely sandy. It should be kind of chunky. It should have the appearance of small brown pebbles. Now, beat an egg and add just a touch of water to it. Uncover your challah and then give your challah a really thorough egg wash. You want to make sure to cover every area, because not only is it going to help your challah get a beautiful golden brown color, in this case, it's also going to help us get that beautiful crumble to stick to our challah. Now, place your bowl of crumble near your challah, and using your hands, grab a pinch at a time and start placing it over your challah. You want to just sprinkle it over your challah and then gently use your hands to place the pieces anywhere you think it would look great. I don't like to completely cover the challah because I do want the beautiful golden bread to show also. So I kind of space my crumble out so that I give the challah a chance to shine too. I want to be able to see the beautiful golden challah and that yummy, delicious crumble that I'm adding on top. So once you've added just the right amount of crumble, the challah is ready to be put in the oven. Look at how absolutely beautiful that challah looks with those beautiful chunks of crumble all over it. Put your challah in to bake and set a 15-minute timer. After the 15 minutes are up, take it out, turn it around, and set another 15-minute timer. Now that 30 minutes have passed, your challah is ready and is smelling incredible. Pull it out of the oven and very carefully, with the help of the parchment paper, slide it onto a cooling rack. Then, very gently, pull the parchment paper out from under your hot challah and let it sit on the cooling rack until it is completely cool. Look at how incredible that looks. It's golden and it smells delicious. And don't forget that yummy filling it has inside. Look at how beautiful that round shape is. A beautiful symbol of one year to the next, of continuity, of generation to generation. Beautiful. But not only beautiful, also delicious. Now tell me this isn't absolutely gorgeous. It has these incredible swirls running through it. The smell is unreal. You are going to absolutely love it. It has that crunchy crumble on top, but on the inside it's got that creamy apple yumminess. It is so good. Trust me. No, better yet, don't trust me. You're gonna have to try this recipe yourself. Just look at that delicious challah yumminess. It is just so incredible. I can't wait to eat it. If you enjoyed today's recipe, don't forget to like, comment, and share. And of course, remember to subscribe to my channel so that you don't miss out on a single upcoming delicious recipe that I have planned for you. See you next time. Sally.